Okay, so let's create the base wall, and I'm in a new file here so we can copy it over and create our modular walls with this base wall. So I'll select create a sketch, and I'll create a new sketch. I'll use the center rectangle to make the wall, and according to my notes this wall should be 113 by 115. So there we have our wall. Let's extrude this by 3 inches, and there we have our main panel. So now I'll select this plane and I will create our 4x4 on this side, but first let me project this geometry. So I'll create my 4x4 here, and I'll create my 2x4 here. Okay, so we can finish these sketches, and now I will extrude the 4x4. So this should be symmetric, and according to my notes this should be 112, but we need to divide it by 2. So here, divide by 2, and we need to make this a new body. Let me get that sketch back, and I will extrude the 2x4. I'll also do this as symmetric, and I'll select this profile, and I'll also make this a new body. Okay, so now let's hide this sketch, and I will change the appearances. So for the 4x4 and the 2x4, I'll use the oak appearance here and here, and for the main panel I'll use the oak as well, but I'll use the painted oak, and I'll make this a dark gray. Yep, that looks good. And now we can create our siding. So let's go back into the sketch, and I'll select this profile. Before hiding the bodies though, let me project this geometry so we have a reference, and I will hide the other bodies. So now we can create our siding. So what I'll do is I'll make a rough drawing of the boards I want to use. So let's do 0.25 for the thickness of the board, and there we have our first board. So now we can use the rectangular pattern, and I'll highlight the whole rectangle, and I'll choose this selection. I'll use the extend type since I know how far I want to go down. So I'll do till the end of this line I projected. So right about there. I'm just eyeballing this for now. And then we can type in the amount of boards I want. So let's start out with 35 and see where that gets us. Okay, I think 35 is a good number. So I'll select that. And now we can finish the sketch. And now we need to highlight all these profiles and extrude them. So I'll go ahead and highlight them all right now. Okay, so I've gone ahead and extruded the siding, and I've also given them the same appearance as the main wall back here. So now let's bring in our casters. So I'll insert a McMaster-Carr component, and I will use the part number I've got here for the casters. So the part number is 4941T33. So here we have the casters. So I will select a 3D step file, and I will download it. Okay, so let's rotate this so we can align it. Okay, so I will use the align tool, and I'll select the leftmost part. So I'm hitting Control here to make it easier, and I will select this arrow, and then I will go to the leftmost part of the wall, and then I will flip and turn. Okay, so here we have our caster. And now, to make things easier, instead of mirroring, I will use the rectangular pattern. And I'll capture the position, and then I'll do components, select the caster, and then I'll do this direction, and then I'll bring it over to the rightmost side of the wall. So I'll go here, and right about there. So there we have our casters. Okay, so now we can mirror these to the other side. So I'll make a mid-plane between this profile and this profile, and I will mirror these 4 components. So I'll mirror them across this plane, and there we have our base wall.